Hello everybody and welcome back to the Director of Football Sabotage with Livorno. Now in today's episode we are about 9 games into the league season so far, so we're sort of getting a reasonable read as to where our team stands in terms of quality of this division. And we've also got a home tie against Torino, who I think are above us. So in the last episode we beat Crotone in the opening game of the season. We followed that up with the 2-0 home defeat against Juventus. Raheem Sterling and Federico Bernardeschi getting the goals for them. I think we actually gave them quite a good game. Before Raheem Sterling scored, we were actually on top in the first 10 minutes or so. But once they scored, they did start to settle into the game. And it was pretty 50-50 beyond that point without us really creating too many good opportunities. We then went away from home and actually got an impressive 1-1 draw away from Palermo. Maros Petras gave us the lead in the 8th minute. They equalised through Gilberto in the 23rd. But then Hugo Fernandez got sent off in the 54th minute. And we were actually on top in this game until that point. We went defensive, we turtled up a little bit, and we managed to hold out and get an away point. Definitely the most impressive result of this run of fixtures was a 3-1 home win against Napoli. Alberto Moreno with an own goal in the 24th minute. Zach doubled our lead in the 26th. And then Skrbech got himself a goal in the 52nd to make it 3-0. Christian Pavon did get a goal back for them. And in the second half, Napoli definitely did dominate a lot more than we did in the first half, for instance. But they only got one goal back in the 87th minute. And to be honest with you, it was one of our most comfortable games. We then had an away tie against Verona and we got another 3 points. Zach and Belanzioli with the goals for us. A dominant performance from us without creating too much. But we didn't really need to. We got the win, we got the goals. That's all that matters. A disappointing 0-0 away draw to Udinese. We dominated the match in terms of possession. But again, we're still struggling a little bit to create the goals. And it's something I'm going to have to look at in the tactic or either in the player roles to see if I can get that modified. But still, it's an away point. Our biggest defeat of the season came at home against AC Milan. Zach actually gave us the lead in the 21st minute, but after that, it was pretty much all AC Milan. Olivier Nichum got them a goal in the 28th minute. Nabil Fekir, Frank Kessie and Spinazzola completed the scoreline and we got stuffed 4-1. We bounced back though with a 3-1 home win against Atalanta. Hugo Fernandez gave us the lead in the 6th minute. Antacorich doubled that lead in the 48th. Andrea Patagna did get a goal back for them in the 68th minute to make it a little bit of a nervy last 20 minutes or so, but Antacorich got a double in the 96th minute with a penalty to make it 3-1. And finally, we got another away point, this time against Sampdoria. Zach gave us the lead again in the 49th minute, but Duvan Zapata equalised 5 minutes later, and that's how it ended, and I'm relatively pleased. So about 25% into the season so far, and we sit in 7th position, which is absolutely fantastic. 4 wins, 3 draws, 2 defeats. The 2 defeats fully expected against AC Milan and Juventus. They are both in the top 4. As you can see, Torino are sitting in 5th position, which is who we are going to be playing today. In terms of the lineup for today's game, Dullo will start in goal. We are struggling a little bit with injuries, particularly in the attacking positions. Shea Bacassa and Skrbech are both injured, so Samuel Longo gets the nod alongside Zach. Belanzioli will be right back. Carpano, Marquesa and Gasparo completing the defence. Ranocchio in defensive midfield with Hugo Fernandez and Jonsgaard in at central midfield. Antacorich up in the attacking midfield position, and obviously Longo and Zach up front. Now, one of the most interesting things about the sort of rotation I've been doing, Petras has been playing superbly when he gets a game. It's only a 7.04 average rating, but when he does actually start, he gets really good ratings and he's performing quite well. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that and maybe get him in for whichever one of these two is not performing. Torino with a lot of familiar faces there. Zaza's still there. Niang. Roberto Soriano's moved there. Fredecki, or is he there in real life? He was definitely at Sampdoria a few years ago and then moved to La Liga. Pedraza, left back, I'm not sure who he is. He's on loan from Fiorentina. He looks pretty good. But yeah, the standard EI formation that I always seem to come up against. So a good start to the season, I think you would agree. Definitely probably the best start to a season we've had in charge of Livorno. So we'll see how this goes today. Antacorich with a free kick goes just wide. Torino are obviously having a great season themselves, and typically over the last few years I've always seen them in and around the European spots as Izzo goes close. Dullo manages to keep it out, I think, and Belanzioli clears. And we've got away with that one. Highlight Jonsgaard with a free kick on this side this time. Hradecki with a good save. Zach's there. Hradecki with a double save keeps Torino in the match. We should have put one of them away. Highlight now, and Simone Zaza comes forward for Torino. Stengs on this right hand side, tries to get the ball in. We managed to win back possession, and now we're going to have to be very careful. Marquesa with a big kick up at the top. Samuel Longo's in behind. the keeper keeps them in it again. We need to be putting these chances away because we're not actually getting many of them. Another highlight, this time on the left-hand side, and Torino win the ball back. They can't break. Fernandez in the middle to Anta Koric. Johnsgaard's overlapping. What a finish that was, and what a through ball that was by Koric. Some really nice play in the centre of the midfield with Hugo Fernandez and Anta Koric, and Belangioli as well coming in on that right-hand side. Fernandez to Koric. What a through ball that is. Johnsgaard doing exactly what's needed in that Metzola role, just providing that extra bit of support for the final pass, and I think that's his first goal or second goal of the season. 1 minute to go till half time, and we've got another highlight. Hopefully we're not going to give the ball away stupidly. Samuel Longo manages to get on the end of a Marquise across. Oh, Zach, you've got to put the ball away. Now Zach's had a decent start to his Livorno career. I think it's 5 goals in 9 games in the league, which is obviously really good. I do want a bit more from him though. I'm not asking for too much. A decent first half, 1-0 up obviously is nice. Torino in 5th position compared to our 7th, so you would expect it to be a tight game, but I think we've had the opportunities to put this game to bed really, so hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. Oh, Dullo, no, oh man. Our 20-year-old Hungarian. I wasn't even commentating because I didn't think it was possible, but it's possible. Gasparo plays it back to him here. And then as you can see, oh, just fantastic. I just love it. Right, get that out the back of your head. We need to bounce back, lads. Didn't fall apart. Zaza down this left-hand side. I think, was that the highlight? It was the highlight. Pedraza on the ball on the left-hand side now. Lang on the right-hand side for Torino. Tries to get the ball in. Baselli's there. And Baselli should probably put that away. We're gonna drop back a little bit. Second half has not been kind to us whatsoever. We're going to make some substitutions. We're going to get Hugo Fernandez off for Petras. We're going to get Marquise off. He's struggling a little bit. We'll get Kevin in his place. And we're going to get Anta Koric off for Brian Galvan. Carpano with a big free kick. Zach's there. Is that offside? It's not offside. What a goal that was. Carpano with an absolutely a sensational free kick. I was not expecting this to happen. And Zach, great first touch. Second time finish. Great stuff. 7th goal of the season for him. I think that's his 6th in Serie A, and we're now 2-1 up. Let's play defensive. 20 seconds to go in this match. Please, that's a Livorno free kick, and that's pretty much going to be the end of everything. Is the referee going to actually let us take it? Galvan's going to take it. No, he doesn't. He doesn't take the free kick. The ref blows the full-time whistle. Livorno 2, Torino 1. An absolutely fantastic result, beating one of our nearby rivals in Serie A. And with that win, we see ourselves rise to 4th in the league. We are in the Champions League qualifying spots now. I don't expect that to hold water for very long. AC Milan have obviously got a game in hand, so have Palermo. But we're performing well above expectations. We are only expected to avoid relegation this season. But now having control of the transfers and the £16 million to spend is quite a bit for this point in the game. There's plenty of regens coming through, plenty of new players you can get for quite cheap with high potential, so I'm not too surprised by this sort of result. Looking forward to the next episode. It will just be before the January transfer window, so maybe against Fiorentina. Actually, I always pick home games. We'll play Perugia, literally the game before the January transfer window. Some good performances from our new boys has led us to 4th in the league. Let's see how far we can push on this season. If you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you're enjoying my content, get yourself subscribed. But until next time, take it easy.